Is from the management software Nookal, and it's this software that's going to give you the metrics so that you can measure how many patients you are retaining. And so this is going to really support you to do this. So Darren, if you don't mind coming up, please.
Thanks, Howard.
You've got one.
Go on. So, this is awesome. This is just mind-boggling, the amount of people here. It's just friggin' awesome. So, just to give you a bit of a background on myself, I'm a physiotherapist of 20 years, and I co-founded Nookal 8 years ago, and we're currently in 12 countries and have over 5,000 practitioners using us. So we get a lot of feedback and a lot of requests of what people want. And one of my own personal passions is data analysis. So I'm a big believer that if you've got the correct data, you can make an informed decision. And I think as physios, as Tristan was saying earlier, we base our decisions on how we feel and focusing on the feeling of how the patient is when they come through the door. But I mean, how do you make an objective decision on when you should hire someone, on, you know, what's the performance of your staff going, you know, what's their occupancy, what's their CBA, what's their, you know, retention rate or bookings per case. So I think it's really important that you know the data and you can make an informed decision when you've got access and that data in front of you. So today I'm going to present to you just 5 metrics. There's a lot more that we've got coming, but 5 metrics that we've spent probably 6 months coding for. It's really hard, it's really difficult to get it right. So we're going to talk about staff and practice performance and 5 metrics that I think are important, and the implications of what those metrics mean for each and every one of you guys. So I guess before you look at the metrics or you go to make a decision, I heard one of the guys earlier saying in the mastermind, he said, oh, I want to put another staff member on, but I don't know how to do it, or there's so many things that are going through my mind. You know, that should be based on the metrics, like whether you should put another staff member or not. That should be the first thing you go to when you decide about another staff member. I know for my business, it's all about numbers. What's the performance of my servers? What's the performance of, you know, my churn rate? Things like that. It's all about the numbers. So what are some of the questions you should consider? What are the best metrics I should use when making that decision? When should I be measuring them? What do I benchmark it against? Like, how do you know to benchmark it? And we'll talk a little bit about some of the ideas and some of the benchmarks that I have internally from my servers, and I've taken some of the statistics. I'll talk to you about that as well later. And can you access these in real time? Can you get them when you're skiing in France to have a look at your clinic? Can you do that right now? You should be able to, because that's the world we live in. You should be able to access your clinic anywhere in the world. That's the future, and that's where the technology is right now, and it will only get better and better with facial recognition, things like that coming on board. So if we have a look at just 5 metrics, I'm going to just talk about staff and clinic performance and some of the metrics that have obviously been requested to implement. So the first metric is the lifetime value of a client, and the formula's up there for you. So the lifetime value of a client gives you an idea about how much you're spending to acquire that patient. So it's a really good indicator of your marketing budget. So if your lifetime value of your client is $1,200, but you're spending $800 to acquire them, you're making $400 profit for every bit of marketing. So you can make an informed decision to spend a little bit more on marketing, or, you know, it's profit for you. So that's a really good metric to use. What's the target here? In the experience and the feedback that I've got, you want to be aiming for a lifetime value of around $1,500 per client. $1,200 to $1,500 per client. I don't know if that's fully correct, Tristan, but the higher the better, obviously, you know, because you're retaining them and you can measure them. You can actually measure what the value of these clients are. Next one is, I've got CBA up there, but I've actually, in the last 3 days, just changed it. I'm going to be calling it visit averages. What's your visit average? there's two types of visit averages, and because we've got osteos, chiros, pods, physios using our software, the two different measures are the total visits divided by the number of new patients over a given period of time, and then the total visits divided by the number of unique clients over a given period of time. So they're the two metrics that we're going to be introducing. And so one, we're going to call U CDA, so your CDA for your unique clients over that period, as opposed to your what do we call it? The N, so the N CDA, so the new patients over that period. So you'll have access to both. Yeah, and you can make a choice of which one you want to implement. And all the average ranges here, like what's the target for this? You guys should know this already. I mean, the target's the higher the better, obviously, in terms of what you guys want for your business, in automation as well. Bookings per case. So you guys talked about doing a plan, getting your staff and yourself to implement that plan. How do you follow whether that's actually happening? With bookings per case, you can actually see per case within the software of are they completing that plan and sticking to that number of recommended sessions. So bookings per case is pretty much showing are they completing that session? Are they completing those sessions? So this is a good one to show completion of the plan. And that's obviously the target for that is individual and dependent on you guys and obviously with your coach's advice. Average visit value. This is a really cool stat. I use this one a lot. It basically gives you the cost, the price that your staff are generating on an average level over a given period of time. So I tend to want to benchmark this against your standard consult. So it'll show you two things. If your staff are below the standard consult, so say your standard consultation is $85 in your clinic and their average visit value is $75. They're $10 below that standard consult. You need to go in and grab another report and have a look at their discount policy and go, are they giving discounts all the time? What are they doing? Why aren't they at least achieving an average visit value of a standard consultation in my clinic? And then you can go in and mentor them and retrain them on going, why are you giving discounts away all the time? That's the first thing you can tell. The second thing, as opposed to inventory. So it should be above the standard consult because it'll tell you, again, if you're above that standard consult, that they're adding inventory to their consultation, and it'll be above that, $85. So this is a really good metric, average visit value. Obviously, the longer, the better it is. Last one that I think is really important for measuring client and staff performance is the total average patient revenue. So this is the sort of metric you will assess annually, biannually, and you want to establish a baseline for the total average patient revenue. And when you benchmark it against previous years, you want to see that total average patient revenue going up. From the stats that I have, you want to be making that around the 1,200 to 1,300, if not higher, for patient revenue. So it's something that you won't measure immediately, but you want to be using that annually to see that value is going up year on year. And if it's not, you've got to ask yourself, what's happened to the business? So again, measuring the metrics. So what do they look like? One of my designers mocked up a chart or a table looks like this. It doesn't look as good as this in Nookal, I'll be honest, but it still gives you the data. It's all about data. And so you'll be able to see each of your individual practitioners with the different metrics along the top there. And we've just, in the last couple of days, we've looked at utilisation rate. So with the available spots available, are they utilising them? And dollars per hour. We've been able to calculate the dollars per hour that you and your staff are generating based on scheduled minutes. Okay, so when should you be measuring these? Obviously you want to be measuring practice performance weekly. Pretty much it should be. You should be getting, Neil, you get the weekly email, don't you? So basically 6 o'clock every morning, every Nookal client gets a snapshot of their client. Revenue, what else to talk about, mate? Revenue, your staff, week on week, you get a snapshot.
New patients, new clients.
Yep.
Age, debt.
Age in debt, we look at age in debt as well. So every week at 6 o'clock, my servers run, they send an email out that you guys know what your practice has done in the previous week. That's technology. You shouldn't ever, like someone said about getting their staff to do stuff, technology does that for you now. You should be getting the technology to do that, to automate your business as Tristan wants you to. That really, it shouldn't be any other way. So you get your email and it's there for you. I mean, you just check your phone, you check your email and you get it. Our servers didn't run it 3 weeks ago, and I swear we got 300 emails going, where's my practice performance? So people rely on it.
That was Black Monday.
Was it Black Monday? Okay, and so you want to be benchmarking these statistics, not just for yourself, but against other practitioners and against the clinic average. Benchmarking is the key. Then you know whether you're going up or down and improving. And you want to be setting targets for yourself as well. Obviously, they should be easily filtered within your account. You need to be able to check the last 7 days, last 30 days, and then have a custom range. So again, you should be setting these time periods that you want to filter them, and you should be sticking to them year in and year out so you can check the performance of these metrics and see where you're tracking. Accessing your data. Like I said, it's really important. I'm a big believer that data is the key for everything. And you need to be able to access this at any time from anywhere. Like I said, information is the key. When measuring practice and staff performance and improving your practice and your workflows. So that's pretty much it. Like, I didn't want to go on too much. I'm going to be around all day today. If you want to chat to me, I can show you it working in action. But because I like Tristan so much, normally we offer 30 days, but today I'd like to offer you guys 60 days free trial. If you come and see me, I'll give you a code, a promo code you can enter in when you sign up for a trial. And yeah, it'll give you a 60-day trial of our system, and obviously you can email me or talk to any of my staff if you've got any questions on it. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. So, for those of you that are too friendly with your staff, this is perfect, isn't it? Because it's not you saying you're not performing at the optimal level. The metrics are saying it. Yeah? So you can actually sit down with someone, or the practice manager can sit down with someone and say, here's the benchmark, and you're just a little below. We need to have a look at that and see what we can do to pick this up. So it's not you being a nasty person doing it. The metrics are doing it for you. That's such a great way for you to have like one step aside, and so you don't have to be the strong boss. You can actually use the metrics to do it for you.